start. It is heat of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup for open women's quadruple sculls. And we have Reading University on the Bark Station against ARION and Craftsbury Green Racing from America on the right-hand side. So welcome all those watching from Northeast America. Happy 4th of July. Let's see, looks like that Independence Day surge has already come into the start of that American crew.
As we've seen with a couple of the American crews racing today, but this one for the composite from ARION and from Craftsbury have blasted out of the blocks already up to a length and looking to break clear of Reading University, one of the strongest student programs, one of the strongest student clubs that we can field here in the United Kingdom. But the Americans in the early stages are making light work of Reading.
They are a very impressive crew. They're a seeded crew, the ARION and Craftsbury Green Racing, and they are full of athletes who are talented. In itself, the Advanced Rowing Initiative of the Northeast ARION is a project in Saratoga that is about helping athletes who are who have Olympic aspirations, who are looking to go to the Olympics in the future, to help people get through that transition from school, from college, to make it. So they are all about looking after, nurturing and bringing on talent, and we can see that in the shot there. Yeah,
absolutely. They're a brand new combination that have come together for Henley Royal Regatta, for this campaign specifically, and we can see the side-on shot there. They are an incredibly powerful crew there who just continue just to inch away from Reading University stroke after stroke. And whilst we saw the Hamburg crew in the previous race struggling a little bit with the conditions, this is how you master the waters of Henley Royal. They just seem to be gliding over, and despite the headwind that they're facing at the moment, that blade work is very impressive.
They're flying over the top, aren't they? You can actually see sometimes the bow person the wind catches a little more, which is what happens when you've got sort of crosswind coming from behind you. But they're really getting the blades down and in. So as soon as they're ready, they square them up and they're covered really quickly. So the power comes on quick. And this is impressive. Great boat speed, flying along in between the strokes. Coached by Steve Bowler, who is a brilliant technical coach who has huge experience, having been involved both on this side of the pond and with Team USA women's quad and double at the Pan American Games last year. And really enjoying working with these talented young athletes who have got huge aspirations.
And some of these athletes, as you said, are some of the brightest stars coming through the US rowing system. Sophia Calabrese there in the stroke seat has won a national championship, in the 3-seat, has won a national championship title with the University of Texas, one of the leading lights in women's rowing in the university field. So she won the title, won it in the varsity 8 as well, and went on to compete at the under-23 World Championships, finishing 6th in the women's quad. So the amount of talent, the amount of experience there on board, being nurtured up there in the northeast of the United States of America, is only going to look good for their home Olympics in 2028.
Absolutely beautiful technique. That overhead shot shows the timing of how the blades are covered and then how they are released together. And I think even if you put that on slow motion, it would be looking pretty perfect. And it is getting them so much run, that precision they have in the technique, that gets you boat speed. As we have that beautiful shot down the Henley course with the Henley Church in the background. And here we see Reading University with Leah Atkinson at bow, Shanna Wheelahan at 2, Isabel Lancaster at 3, and stroke Zarapovi. Absolutely giving their best, but they've come across a classy crew. They're part of a really strong program, as you said, at Reading University, who work with both novices and GB trialists. It's a brilliant, strong, thriving university club. They're coached by Will Rand, who himself has huge experience. He won Henley Royal Regatta, I think, back in 2001, the wide folds. This is his home territory. He's a Henley born and bred coach, rower first, and he'll have given them all the wisdom he can for this race. But they're coming up against some athletes: Sarah Boos in bow, Madeleine Focht in 2, Sophia Calabrese in 3, and Savannah Bria at stroke, who have got their eyes on LA 2028.
They absolutely do. And to compare that to the Reading University crew, 3 teenagers on board, so still in their early phases of their university rowing. But we know they're Zara in the crew, she ranked 4th at Great Britain Trials at the beginning of this year. Izzy Lancaster raced for Great Britain at the World Beach Sprints Championship. So already, despite a bit of youth on board there, there is so much more to come from these Reading University scullers.
Oh, it's a great experience, isn't it? They're learning all the way. They're now really making sure they execute that race. They're in their own race, trying to see how fast they can make that boat go. Can they actually have their best race of the season here? You know, what can they put down technically? How can they set themselves up for their rowing to come next year and thereafter? So really a slightly different stage of development, but you know, absolutely brilliant crew. And here the shot from behind gives us again different insight on the technical brilliance that we can see in this ARION Craftsbury Green racing crew. And that shot of Sarah Boos at bow, you can see the synchronicity as we look down the blades there, very dominant. And so we see a win for ARION and Craftsbury Green Racing from the USA, who have won this heat of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. And they have done that in the process of beating this very valiant crew from Reading University, crossing the line now.